Okay, so boom, it has been about a month, over a month actually, since I have started my lock journey. I started my hair with 136 braids. I believe it was 136, because that's the number I remember, because I count and I put it in my notes, so it should be 136. Anyways, I started my hair with 136 braids on November 25th, 2024. And Christmas Day made a month. So here I am today on January 6th. And it's funny because I have this like little app that just like leaves little quotes, and it says, if not now, when? So yeah, if I don't record this 1 month update, eventually it'll be 2 months, and now I can't make the 1 month. So anyways, what am I talking about? So I got my little notebook because I wanted to go over some points and things of what I just wanted to talk about. It's only been a month, and I have to keep reminding myself, like, it's not gonna just lock up in a month. I have to actually remind myself that over and over and over again, because I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's starting to lock. But then I remember I probably got about 7 more months to go. I'm gonna be talking about maintenance, products, a retwist, and then talking about how I feel about the journey. It's only been 1 month, so it's, you know, but it's a lot of feelings. Like in this 1 month, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot. Like, it's crazy how I just been, just like the weather, my feelings on my hair has been changing just in this 1 month. So to start off with the maintenance and everything, when I first start my day off, I just drench my hair in water and leave it at that. And then the next thing that I do is I also only put oil in my hair. Like, I have oil in my hair now because I had to break apart the cast from the retwist that I just did, and I'm gonna get into that in the retwist section of the video. We're not there. But I oil my hair like once a week after I like wash my hair. I just oil my hair once a week because I do wash my hair. A part of maintenance, I wash my hair once a week, usually between Saturday and Sunday. You should wash your hair as you regularly do, but then there are also people who say, yeah, you should wash your starter locks, and there are people who say you shouldn't. I feel like personally, I will just keep washing my hair as is, because, and I can only speak on from what I've experienced, but I noticed that in the black community, when it just comes to natural hair in general in the black community, some people believe that a dirty scalp makes your hair grow. Like when you have already a bunch of product build up, you ain't washed your hair in about 2 weeks, so you got your natural oils coating your hair real good by then. You know what I mean, like the sweat. People think that nourishes the hair, but from what I find, a clogged pores means your hair is always going to be growing, but clogged pores just mean your hair won't grow stronger. Like, it won't be super duper strong, and it'll still be healthy as long as the follicle is healthy, but you'll notice that your hair takes longer to grow when your scalp is clogged. That's like planting a seed and then covering, instead of just covering it with soil so that way it could just emerge through, it's like you put it through all these obstacles. Like, having a dirty scalp is like putting your hair through obstacles to grow. And you're gonna be wondering, man, why my hair not growing? Because you wash your hair like every once in a blue moon, and you're not really supposed to be doing that.
I don't think
so. Now on to the product section. One thing I started doing like around the 2 or 3 week mark though is, obviously, number one, I use water, but one thing I started to do was I started to use like rosemary and clove infused water, and I noticed that my hair really grew a lot. The rosemary and clove water, I was pretty much, like I said, I spray my hair every day, so I was pretty much spraying my hair with that every single day, and I really did notice a lot of growth even from that point on where I started using it. I'm not using it anymore at the moment because I ran out, but in that moment that I was using it, in that time period that I was using it, I did notice that my hair was growing a lot. Plus, I also use something called amla oil. I just got it from the beauty supply store. I'll put a picture of it on the screen of what it looks like. I actually need to go get some more, but using the amla oil after just spraying my hair with water, or even like the rosemary water after I would wash my hair, and just putting the oil on, had my hair feeling so soft, like so super duper soft. Like, I was in love the minute I started using it. Like, it instantly softened my hair. So that's just what I use. But I also, of course, had to retwist my hair, and the products that I used 3 different gels because I was running out. So the first one that I used on my hair, which is the one that I probably will end up rebuying, is something called Lock and Twist or something. I'll put it on the screen of what it looks like, but I really did love that one. And I like I really like how I didn't have to use a whole lot of it to hold it. I also used something called Slick and Slay. Now Slick and Slay was my second favorite one. I had to stop using the Lock and Twist because I ran out. I think I said that. But the Slick and Slay was my second favorite product to use, simply because it had a similar hold to the Lock and Twist. The only thing was I just needed more, a little bit more. Like I had to really, like the Lock and Twist, I probably could only just do a little bit and then twist it, but the Slick and Slay, I had to just kind of put it here and maybe on one side and then twist it. And then it's this other thing, I'll probably have to take a picture if I could find it. I don't remember what it's called, the brand exactly. And this is the difference that I noticed between this particular one that I'm talking about and then the other two gels. I realized that the gel that I'm talking about, like it started to like melt and turn into like an oil or grease, so it wasn't really a lot of hold. And that's when I went in with the Slick and Slay, so I had to pretty much redo the retwist and try it again. But moving forward, I will just be sticking to one gel and I'll just be using the Lock and Twist. And I think at the very beginning, like at the very beginning when I started my journey, I used to use leave-in conditioner, but I actually put a hold on that simply because I didn't want so much buildup to be coming in my hair. Like I didn't want a whole lot of buildup. Adding leave-in conditioner just meant that I would have to wash a little bit more vigorously or even more frequently. That's why I only put oil on after wash day. If need be, then I'll put it on again before the next wash day. Like no more than 2 times a week do I oil my hair, and that's really all I use, just water and oil on a daily, not on a daily basis, not the oil. So when it comes down to when I had retwisted my hair, it actually was a process that took a few days, like 3 or 4 days I think, simply because I don't have one of those mirrors where I can see the back of my head. So I was literally holding my phone up and looking in the mirror and trying to part. Then I had to put the phone down and then okay, part. Then I had to pick it back. It was a lot of putting down, picking up, put down, pick up, put down, pick up, gel, slicks, comb, part, this, that. Okay, like it was a lot. My arms was tired, my neck was hurting, this area here was hurting because I'm going like this a lot. I was pretty much stuck in this position all day long. So of course, like over here start to get real tight and everything like that. The only reason I retwisted my hair only after 4 weeks or a month, as you would say, is simply because it was just too much frizz. I started to genuinely like lose the parts. Like a lot of my hairs, like as you can see, I have them uniform now, but a lot of the hairs like came out of the braid. I had my hair in braids and a lot of the hair started to come out, and it was just a lot of loose hairs. Like I had half afro, half braids in my hair, literally. So that's part of the reason why I went ahead and retwisted it, simply because it was just getting a lot for me. Like my hair would just, and technically that's what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to tangle, but me personally, I just was not feeling it. I wanted my hair to be completely healthy in the locks, and I knew that the loose hairs, I have something called hands and hair syndrome. I'm always touching my hair. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just something that I do to just stimulate myself, if that makes any sense. The parts were like completely lost. It was a lot of frizz. I don't even know if you would call that frizz, because at what point does it stop being frizz and then it just becomes like a big ball of yarn? It just becomes a tumbleweed. I do personally prefer the fresher look. Right now my locks are still pretty short, so it's like I like the fresh look, but I like to imagine like what it would look like if my locks were able to just stand on their own and just lay down with the fresh look. I think that's what I would prefer. But at the same time, like I said earlier, I am tender-headed, so I do not, personally, I will not be retwisting not once a month, not once every 2 months, but maybe even like once every 4 months or so, 3 or 4 months or so, simply because I really am tender-headed. And to me, even just twisting my hair, it just felt like I was like in the process of like starting alopecia or whatever, and I just had to keep reminding myself like this is only just, it's a few minutes compared to people who be putting all this tension on their hair every single day. It's just a few minutes, not even a few minutes, a few hours, it'll settle. My hair doesn't hurt anymore, but just the tension and the pulling, I know it's not a lot, but because I'm tender-headed, it feels like a lot. The thing about locks is you're supposed to be letting it do what it need to do. You don't really need to be up in your head 24/7. You don't really need to be, you know, playing with your hair and twirling it. My birthday is in March, late March, March 29th. So I'm thinking of, obviously I'm gonna do a retwist like late March, and then after that my next retwist probably won't be till June or July or something like that. Just trying to space it out and allow more time in between, because in order for the hair to lock, you have to leave it alone. You can't be trying to like check up on it every 2 seconds and saying, oh, it's locking now, oh, it's locking now. Just let it do what it need to do. And I know for a fact that I will be surprised and pleased with the results, because I'm very intentional when I take care of my hair. So as long as you're putting real effort into it and you really just letting it do what it do, then all is gonna be well. To start off, the frizz is not my cup of tea. I think a little bit of the frizz, like even when I used to just wear my hair in braids and not let it lock up, when it started to look like I had it in for a while, for about a week or two, that was my favorite like time frame. I liked the way it looked. Like it wasn't too frizzy, but it wasn't looking too fresh. That's kind of how I liked my hair to look. So I'm not a big fan of the frizz, but I'm also learning to embrace the journey. It actually got to a point, because I really wanted to comb my locks out around a 2 or 3 week mark. It got to a point where I was like, man, like I really want to comb this out right now. But I kept my poke.
So if at first, did you hear all that stuttering that I just did? I
kept my composure and I held it all together. And actually at that time, I was actually looking at videos to motivate me to keep my locks in. I just searched up on YouTube, embracing the lock journey. And I just watched a whole bunch of shorts about people talking about how they started their journey and how they was so eager to let it lock. And it just reminded me that I'm not alone with this. So I was like, okay, let me just be patient and let me just let it happen the way it's meant to happen. Let it all work out. Literally every single moment builds upon the last moment. You know what I mean? So every single day my hair is locking. Like even though I don't realize it, like I'm much further along in the journey now after a month than I was when I started. So each day is building upon the last, and each step I'm literally just getting closer and closer. I just can't give up. That's the thing. You just have to keep making an effort, keep taking care, don't give up, and you'll realize in time you were doing the right thing. All you had to do was be patient. Like sometimes we feel like we're not doing the right thing because we're not seeing results. You know what I mean? But you have to understand that the good things in life, they take time. The bad things in life, it come easy. You can get it easily. You know what I mean? It's everybody can get it. It's, you know, but the best things are the things that you just really have to be patient for, and you just have to get through it. Like there might be times where I feel like even right now I feel like my hair is not looking too hot, but I'm just getting through it because I did all that I can do. I put it to a way that I felt like it looked the best, and so that's all I can do, and just go from there. Like you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have, and I really don't like to label the days. Like I said in my last video, I really don't like to label anything as good or bad, but you're gonna have days where you liking the way you look in your hair, and you're gonna have days where you're not. But at the end of the day, the way your hair looks doesn't define you. What you're doing with your hair, it doesn't define who you are. It doesn't define the type of person you are. It doesn't define the type of day that you're gonna have. And like I was saying, like I just had to be realistic with my journey. Like I was saying, like I had to remind myself my hair is not gonna lock up within a month, not 2 months, but it's going to take time. And as long as I don't give up and just be patient, and as long as I don't give up and just keep letting, like it's only been a month. January 25th, it'll be 2 months. February 25th, 3 months. March 25th, 4 months. So just taking it literally moment by moment, second by second, and just allowing the hair to do what it does. Because in the meantime, in between time, all is well. All is literally working out. And another thing I wanted to talk about was like shrinkage. So right now my hair looks pretty short, but at the same time it's probably, I don't want to pull it because it's a fresh retwist, but my hair is slightly longer than it appears to be. And to me, shrinkage is not that big a deal. I actually expect a little bit more shrinkage as the hair starts to lock more. It's at the very beginning, you know what I mean? I really don't see a lot of budding either. So it's like at the very beginning, the hair is still trying to tangle itself up. So I do believe that it will be getting shorter, but not much shorter. Like I just feel like I don't mind the shrinkage. Like I expect it to get shorter is what I'm saying. I expect it to get shorter. Whether it does or whether it doesn't, I'm completely fine with it. The shrinkage doesn't really bother me because I've had short hair my whole life, but that's about to change. That just because it used to be don't mean it's always going to be like that, because my hair has never touched my shoulders in my life. I have been through the perms, the texturizers, the straightening with no heat protecting. That was my mama. The last thing I wanted to talk about was just hands and hair syndrome, and to me it's not an actual thing, you know what I mean? It's just a fun thing to call it if you're always in your hair. Like right now I'm not in my hair because I had to use oil to break apart the gel cast, and I don't want oil on my hands. Like I just be twisting the hair, especially this little piece here. I usually am always playing with this one because it always sticks out, or I'm playing with the ones in the back, or even the ones like way down here. I'm usually always just twisting them. I'm also trying to combat that because in order to let the lock, you cannot be pulling it. This is the hair in the stretch state, and this is curly hair. But the thing about curly hair is when it starts to get wet, it like intertwines and it like tangles. So you just be having a whole bunch of tangles, and that's really how you get a lock, because it's tangled. So I've been trying to not pull at it or like rake. I usually just be raking my hair or twisting it, and I'm learning to combat that as well. And I'm always stemming, whether I'm like digging in my nails and just like cleaning under my nails, or like I'm like biting the inside of my cheek, or like touching my hair, or bouncing my legs. Somehow, some way, I'm always like moving my body or trying to stimulate my body. But I'm gonna catch y'all in my next one. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, because y'all really don't have to do that. Like I really do appreciate every single last one of y'all so much for tuning in, because you really don't have to do that. I ain't gonna take up too much of your time, so I'm gonna go ahead and bounce, and I'm gonna catch y'all in my next video. Happy New Year. I love y'all, and yeah, peace and blessings be to you.